Hello friends, today I'll be unboxing the Artful box, a quarterly creative subscription box for artists. I got way too excited to open this box that I missed this tab that you're supposed to use to open it. This box is the Watercolor edition and it was originally released in June 2021. If you'd like to check out this box for yourself, I'll be putting a link in the description. I thought it was really cool that these mixing pans were attached to the watercolor set. There is 24 half pans in this set and they are all of lovely vibrant colours, which I'm really excited to use. I also noticed they provided a little ring at the back to make it potentially easier to hold, which is a nice touch. The next thing that caught my eye was this little box which contains the brushes. When I opened this box, I couldn't believe how many brushes there were, and I found it really cool that there was even a pencil in this box. First of all, a size 14 flat brush is provided, which is really good for washes and blocking out things quickly, which gives you more control in creating straight lines versus a rounder brush. Next up was a number 6 angle brush. Next is the number 4 brush, which is a round brush, similarly to the next brush, which is a number 5 round brush. And finally, a number 1 detailed round brush. Round brushes are definitely my favourite, as I find them easy to add details to my piece of them. Next is an F pencil, which is a hard pencil, so it will give lighter and fainter lines to your work, which I think is really cool they added. And finally, a pipette to put water in with little markers. So that is all that's in the brush set. The next thing that caught my eye was these 4 Artful blank greeting cards and envelopes. I believe they're 280 GSM and they have a sort of texture to them and these really cute little brown envelopes. These cards came as a surprise to me, but I thought they were of such nice quality and I'm really looking forward to potentially create something with them. They have the Artful branding at the back as well. Next up is the masking fluid. So this is by Darla and Rowley. This essentially creates a waterproof barrier to stop paint from reaching the paper, and it can be removed by peeling it or rubbing it off. So yes, it does what it says on the tin, it's a mask, which you can remove. The next thing to unbox was the Artful A4 watercolor paper. It has 25 sheets, 300 GSM, acid-free, textured, and is also made in the UK. I was pleasantly surprised with how nice the paper felt and also the thickness of the sheets. I've heard, however, that for watercolor cotton paper's the best, but I still think this paper felt pretty nice at first touch. Finally, what really appealed to me was that Artful are not only an art supply subscription box, they also provide this really helpful magazine that tells you all about the materials you have, also interviews from artists, tutorials and different processes that you can learn. I found it personally quite inspiring to look through, as there was so much variety in the different artists they used and also the different tutorials they provided. I think it's really cool that it's aimed at artists of all abilities, and this really cute red panda really appealed to me, so maybe I'll try him out one day. So that's everything in the box. Next up is to unwrap all of those watercolours. So in order to save you from the boredom of watching me unwrap all of these watercolours, I made this cute little stop motion. I think it took me about 30 minutes to unwrap all of these little guys. But don't worry, I will go through all the colours in the swatches phase of this video. So I made a swatch card with the paper provided in the box to show off the different colours. I made this swatch card small enough so it could fit inside the watercolour box, and I'll know exactly how the colours will come out on paper. I was really impressed with the different shades of yellow. They came out so vibrant and so easy to work with when I put them on paper. I was equally impressed with the oranges and reds provided in this set, as they had really good colour payoff and were so vibrant. I was particularly impressed with the pinks and purples in this set, in particular the violet. As you can see, it has such rich pigmentation. You can get a really dark violet and fade it into a really light purple, which I think is great to have in a set. Next up was the blues. I was really happy with the variety of blues they provided, but I did have a slight issue with sea blue, as it turned out to be a little bit grainy no matter how hard I worked with it. However, none of the other blues suffered from this problem. The Payne's Grey and Prussian Blue turned out to be beautifully rich. I've also just noticed that I've labelled these two the wrong way round. There was a really nice set of greens provided in this set, from the earthy tone olive green to a really bright, vibrant emerald green, which is really nice to have in a set. Next up was yellow ochre as well as umber. Both of these turned out to be really pigmented. However, I had issues with burnt sienna and the plain brown, as they just seemed a bit chalky to me. That they just seemed a little bit more streaky than the other colours, as you can see. However, this wasn't an issue with the coal black, as that was very pigmented, so it's a little bit strange about those two browns. Other than that, overall, I'm generally happy with how all of the colours look and the variety that has been picked for this set. Next was to test out the masking fluid. As you can see, when I opened it, I just saw a little bubble and I just needed to pop it. So to test out the masking fluid, I drew a little line and a little heart underneath the Artful logo that I drew on my swatch card. Now all that's left to do is to wait for this to dry, and then we can finally put some watercolour on top and put this masking fluid to the test. So here I'm trying to show on camera roughly where I put the masking fluid. Once the masking fluid had dried, I then decided to use an ombre effect on my little swatch card. So going from a turquoise to a green and then to a light bright yellow. What's really handy about masking fluid is that you don't have to be too careful about where you paint, as the masking fluid will preserve those white areas for you. The next Artful box I believe will be coming in March, so I'll be looking to have an unboxing video on that too. I'm really looking forward to it, as this time it will be a surprise, as this particular box, as it was my first box I picked out, as I thought it would be really cool to try some new watercolours. Now the watercolour has dried, it's time for the fun part, the peeling of the masking fluid. As you can see, I'm just using my finger to gently rub away at the paper, and the masking fluid is coming off in a smooth peel. I thought this turned out really well for what I painted, as well as the little heart. Overall, in terms of first impressions, I'm really impressed with this box. It has everything you need to get started with watercolour if you're interested. If you would like to see me put all of these materials to the test, be sure to check out my next video where I'll be painting this mysterious creature. Let me know down in the comments what you think it might be, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it.